Alright, welcome back. So the next part of this, we're going to install this plate-loaded rail right into the side right here. Now, whenever you go to do these, you're going to take these plastic pucks and you're just going to set them on the rail. There's going to be 2 holes at the bottom. You're basically just going to line those holes up for these pucks on that rail. After that, you're just going to pick this up. You just slide these rails down the holes on this thing. Just pick this up and set it down into the holes. That's the easiest way that I found to do it. And then once you get that set down there, you're gonna kind of bring it over this way to where it lines up with these holes up here and screw down these Allen wrenches in the holes in the top of the holes. I know that's a lot of information all at once, but I'm just gonna kind of show you how to do it real quick. It's super easy and it takes a couple minutes. Once you have all that nice and snug, I'm going to go ahead and tighten it down really good with this Allen wrench. Don't overly tighten or anything, just make sure that it's going all the way through. If there's another hole on this other side, you can see the edge of the bolt to where it's going all the way through to that other side. And then once you get done with this side, obviously you do the same thing with the other side, same exact way. Alright, so next we're going to install this cover onto the plate peg. Now this is going to eventually connect to the front of this railing system right here. Now when you put this on, you're basically just going to slide it on. Now the Allen that is in the bottom of this to secure it, we don't really have an Allen wrench that comes with the actual kit, but I've got an Allen, it's the number 4. So just be mindful of that. You'll need a number 4 Allen to secure this to the plate peg. So once that's all secure, you're just going to put both of these on either side, run the bolt all the way through, make sure you have the washer on both sides as well as a nut, and just secure it down. I'm going to step on the inside of this so it's a little bit easier to get into and fasten this all down. And then once you get all of that finger tight down, you can go ahead and tighten everything down. Now one thing I didn't mention before I put these bolts in, there are 4 bolts that are just a little bit longer than all the other ones. Those 4 bolts are going to go 2 and 2. So 2 on the side, 2 on the other side to secure these in place. Just make sure you use the longer bolts because the regular ones that go for the rest of the frame, there's not enough thread or enough length on them to catch onto it. So use the longer bolts for this one only. Alright, once you're done installing those, you're going to place the Smith machine bar right here on the rail. Just kind of loop it into one of the catches. Now the next step, we're going to build the railing for the Smith machine. So this bar is going to go right here on the bottom of that peg up to the top. Now we have to add some things to it. So we're going to start off with this safety peg, then the spring, then the buffer pad. Now above it, this is going to connect to this side of the bar, and this bar right here, the railing, is going to travel through this, and that's going to basically be your rail system. Now before you put this on, you have to undo this screw right here and basically just kind of slide this off, and then you can put that in there. So I do recommend 2 people to put this together because it's a little cumbersome to do both sides of this. And you have to have someone on the other side to hold that bar in order to manipulate it properly. So if you have another person help you out with this, it's probably the only section you'll need 2 people to help you out with it. But yeah, I'm just going to get a little bit of help with this, and we're going to install this bar. Alright, once you have this secured in place on both sides, then you're going to climb up to the top and you're going to drop a bolt and a washer through the top of the railing into this bar right here and fasten it down. So since we got the Smith machine bar in place, we're going to install some plate holders on the back of this railing system. So to do this, you're just going to pull the screw out of the end right here. You're going to slide this bar into the hole in the back of the frame. Put the screw into the small hole and just screw it in. Once you have it nice and finger tight, then you're just going to tighten it up. Now, once you have all that tightened down, then you can add this cap on here. And you're still going to use the same Allen that you did with this one right here. It's that same number 4 Allen. You're just going to slide this over and then tighten it down. Once you have this top one in place, you're going to do the same thing at the bottom right here. Dropped my Allen wrench, I had to go chase it. Alright, so we got the 4 pegs installed on the back of the rack system. And I just kind of hung the attachments on there. That's not necessarily where they go, but I just put them there just to get them out of the way. So after that, I went ahead and installed the safety rack at the bottom, the dip bar in the middle, and then the bar hooks at the top right there underneath the cable pulley system. So the only thing left is to install the actual cable system, and everything should be finished. Alright, so the last thing that we have to do is just install this last cable. I've already done the other side. It was super easy to do. All you gotta do is just follow the diagram right here, and it's not complicated whatsoever. But yeah, this is the last thing we gotta do. We'll secure this cable in there. After we get done with this cable installation, we'll just tighten down all the bolts just to make sure everything is nice and secure, and that's gonna be the finished product. Alright, now whenever you get to this point, I did have to remove this pulley just so I can fit the cable underneath, because there's not enough room for the cable to slide underneath there. But it's really easy. All you gotta do is just pull that bolt out, pull that pulley out, and then whenever you get ready to put it in, you're just gonna put that pulley back in there and slide it underneath. Then once you get it over to this point, just gonna take one of your short screws and you're gonna fasten it to the back of this right here. And here you have it, guys, the SMLo7 fully assembled. Thanks for following along and watching me put this thing together, and now you know exactly how to put everything together. It's super easy to do, as you can tell from the videos, but this is everything that you get with the SMLo7 that you order from Major Lutie Fitness. So I'm excited to show you what all this thing is capable of with the cable crossover, the actual Smith machine, the dip bar, the cable row, T-bar row, and a bunch of other attachments that I cannot wait to show you. So stay tuned, and I'll show you some more things that are involved with this Smith machine that you probably wouldn't even think